Hey everyone, it's Alex and welcome to this Marvel Snap video where we have so much to talk about. I'm going to get right into it and waste no time. In this video, we're going to be talking about Merlin, but before that, I just want to kind of clear the air on some confusion that I'm getting in comments on Twitch and across the board here. Apparently, there was not only a new season launched today, but a whole bunch of bugs alongside it, and there's a good chance you're like, hey Alex, my Series 4 cards that were offered to me were, Mercury and Hellion, and then other people have, Nicholas Scratch and Jennifer Kale. What's going on? Why do some people have some cards and other people have other cards? We don't know. Apparently, some people, depending on which mobile store they were connected to or what type of phone they had, got Hellion and Mercury, and other people got Nicholas Scratch and Jennifer Kale, which is what I had. I still can't get Mercury or Hellion, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So anyways, I think what the plan right now is that just get whatever cards you have access to. I don't know. It's changing by the minute as of recording. And I think they're going to make all of them available across the board momentarily. Like, I think they're like, oh, this is a bug. Let's just release all the cards. So if you don't have access to Nicholas Scratch and Jennifer Kale, then you will have access to them shortly. And if you don't have access to Hellion or Mercury, you will get access to those as well, okay? It sounds to me like they had not intended to release Hellion and Mercury. Those were kind of like the, oh, surprise, that was an accident. But anyways, so that's what's going on from that perspective. I have, now I want to say Nicholas Sparks again. I have Nicholas Scratch in my decks, a couple of them that I was testing. And so I'm going to be discussing Merlin and overall a little bit of Nicholas Scratch as well. So that's the preamble as to what's going on. Hopefully I solved some confusion. Let's talk about Merlin specifically. So I played about 4.5 hours of Merlin and about another half hour after I went off stream just to test a couple things there. So about 5 hours of Merlin. And I will say, I came away impressed with the card. I think this is a good card. I think the Season Pass is going to be absolutely worth getting this month. It's phenomenal. What it did was expose some of the weaknesses in some of its supporting casts that I was expecting to perform better, namely Agamotto. Now, this review is not about Agamotto, but I'm going to show you a couple decks that I was playing with, which honestly we absolutely crushed with. But they performed excellent, like near 70% win rates, excellent cube rates, moving well towards infinite. But Merlin itself was honestly impressive. It's a 2/3 that at the start of each turn you add an incantation to your hand. This incantation, which is a skill, you have Omniversal Presence, which on reveal replaces a location with a new one and gives Merlin +2 power. This was good, and I had Merlin easily at like 2.7, 2.9, like regularly very high powered, and it gave you a lot of versatility with the locations. Seriously, like this was super good. And then you had Once in Future. Once in Future was also pretty good, mainly because like you're like, well, Alex, what am I flipping out, man? I kind of want that 1/2 cost or whatever. It's like, no. You got to design the deck so you're flipping cool stuff out. Get the Hood out of there. Get the Void out of there. Just start rotating stuff. Get a Rock out of there. That's what Once in Future is so good at, kind of making making something out of nothing, and then coming up with these massive turn 5 and 6 plays because you take all this junk off your board, and then you have all this extra energy. It was a really cool skill. And then Polymorph was, of them all, probably the least impressive to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked Polymorph, and I think it was pretty cool, but it had the opportunity to troll. Like, I literally Toxie-Doxied myself, where I lost the game because I couldn't play my cards and stuff like that. So Polymorph does have its ups and downs, whereas consistently, I felt like on Omniversal Presence and Once in Future felt really strong. And again, Polymorph can high roll too. Overall, Merlin, I do recommend it. I think it is a particularly strong card. It felt really good. And honestly, I think we're only getting started. I think the cooks are going to start coming fast and furious. And this is going to have a really high win rate shell. I think it's very likely there's going to be a couple shells that really perform well with Merlin. We just got to get there. I'm going to show you a couple of the decks that I was trying to help us get us there in the first place. Now, I know that there's cards in Marvel Snap that can be annoying, but nothing compares to how annoying managing subscriptions can be. Thankfully, that's why Rocket Money exists. Listen, we all do it. We all subscribe to a bunch of different services that ding us for a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. Actually, who am I kidding? With inflation, it's usually more than a couple bucks. And what's worse is that we sometimes even forget to cancel these subscriptions when we're not even using them anymore. Once you connect Rocket Money to your bank account, it will visually track all of your recurring subscriptions into one feed, allowing you to identify what you're paying for and where you can save money. From there, you can select the ones you don't even want, and Rocket Money may even be able to help you cancel them, all with just a few taps. It saves you a ton of time. Oh, and they can even help you negotiate your bills lower. There's a chance that you're paying too much for internet or whatever, and Rocket Money can help you bring those monthly bills down, keeping more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Rocket Money can also create a customized optimize budget in seconds, allowing you to know where your money's going at all times, and helps to identify top spending categories to help you stay within your budget better. If you'd like to add to the over $500 million of canceled subscriptions that Rocket Money has processed, you can get started for free at rocketmoney.com/Alexander Coccia, or simply use the link in the description down below. So when I was first thinking about Merlin, I was thinking to myself, you know what, I really want to focus on the Annihilus side, because I think a lot of people are not expecting junk. People were talking about how Merlin is going to completely counteract junk thanks to its polymorph and its ability to pull junk pieces off. And that is, for the most part, true. And so that's why a deck like this doesn't have like a Viper in it, because you don't want to just send junk over. You want to utilize it. So for instance, let's say an opponent has a Merlin on their side of the board. Instead of sending over the Void or the Hood with Annihilus, you can Circe it, you can polymorph them, you can send them back to your deck for the additional power. You have so many options there. Conversely, Gorgon is fantastic against the likes of Merlin that you're seeing a lot, Thanos that you're still kind of seeing. Gorgon's great, Surge is great. What I found here was that because you're playing so many cards so frequently, cards like Bishop and Sasquatch did have sneaky amounts of power, because with the Merlin kind of spells, you're playing them out quickly, you're playing inexpensive stuff, you're discounting things with Surge, you're often running up these big turns that allow you to really take advantage of Sasquatch's ability. So I think this deck is perfect. Not necessarily. I think there's some room for improvement. I can ultimately see Bishop and Sasquatch being cut from a more refined version of this list. And if you're thinking about, Alex, why are you running Rhino? Rhino is kind of crazy. Rhino was suggested by a community member, and it was a great idea because with Rhino, you have a 3/6 body that drops a rock. Well, why is the rock useful? You can put it into your deck to gain energy. You can polymorph the rock. It becomes a target for Nicholas Scratch, which I thought was kind of inventive. So anyways, will Rhino make the final list? Who knows? But this is where we ended up as we were doing Merlin and the Void, and this was kind of our final destination with that. Now, if you're looking at our progress, this is where we kind of started at first. Nicholas Scratch, we had Nico Minaru in there, Copycat as well. Then we had the Annihilus and Agamotto. Now, I want to take a second to talk about Agamotto. Nicholas Scratch, I think with Clea and some other stuff, might actually be a legit card. We were getting him at to like 1.5 range, but it felt like it was a lot of work for Nicholas Scratch, especially when you're like, okay, well, he gets the benefit of Agamotto and stuff like that. He didn't quite feel worth it. And Agamotto, we found it almost impossible to draw consistently because of the dilution of the deck, thanks to the skills. And so we almost found ourselves playing worse with Agamotto, despite the fact that Agamotto represented decent power. I actually like his skills, honestly. They're pretty good. But the deck dilution, it negatively impacts the flow of your game plan so much that it almost makes Agamotto not worth playing. And so we started with this. We played a bunch of it. I think we played like 20 games, 25 games of this. Like, we played a lot. And then we ultimately started making subs. We got to get rid of Agamotto. And that's why we ended up on this particular list, which is going to be the one that I recommend if you're going to give it a shot and you want to try. I'll link them all down below anyways. I did like this one a lot though. Now, if you want to see something a little different, you're like, Alex, I don't want to play those. Give me something a little more straightforward to play. And so if that's what you're looking for, I would suggest something like this. The Havok-based shells, specifically without the Kitty Pryde, do have a lot of potential because Merlin's generating 1-costed skills that you can use in conjunction with your 3 costs, whether it's Cassandra Nova, Sage, or Red Guardian. Dina is getting buffed, Sage is providing value. We even played Angela because you could play the skills on top of Angela. Now, Angela, I think, could ultimately be cut if you're not running Kitty Pryde, because Kitty Pryde Angela tends to be a really good combination, so do keep that in mind. We were trying to experiment a little bit. And Angela did feel like it was merely okay. The real winners in this deck were, of course, Merlin. Sage was fantastic here, and Havok. Havok and Sage easily can just win locations by themselves at 2 and 3 power respectively, or 3 cost respectively. Really like this deck. It was an interesting way to use Merlin because those 1-costed spells almost take the place of something like a Kitty Pryde. If you're looking for a sub, I think Angela's probably the weak link that doesn't ultimately make a deck like this. And then we were like, okay, well, what if we try something like a Zoo style deck, but focus more on cards that you can kind of rotate in and out of or polymorph. And that's why something like a Spider Ham was interesting, because you could play the Spider Ham, you could disrupt their hand, and then you can polymorph it or rotate it back in and get some value there. Moreover, Shauna was interesting because you play Shauna, and then if you get a bad drop like a Hood or whatever, you're like, what am I going to do with that thing? Well, you polymorph it or you send it back to your deck. So Merlin was pretty good in the shell, and again, without Agamotto, it felt like we were drawing him much more consistently and providing some additional power. Do keep in mind, Marvel Boy, as always, is fantastic here. Nicholas Scratch did feel like he was underperforming, though, because if he doesn't get the Merlin synergy, he just wasn't carrying his weight. So I would cut Nicholas Scratch from this deck, even if you still want to play Merlin. It just didn't feel worth it. Nicholas Scratch did leave a lot of question marks there. And finally, I'll just show, because I know it's on the screen, you guys would be kind of like, what is that? We did briefly try a Zabu-based shell with Hope Summers, Galacta, and Gwenpool. But the Agamotto, I felt like was kind of problematic in this shell. We still had Nicholas Scratch for all the spells and skills we were using. Hope Summers was cool because you can cast the skills into the Hope Summers, generate the value. I think it's an interesting deck, but it just didn't play as fun as the others. The one that ultimately I had the most fun with was Merlin in the Void. This was the first edition. And then, of course, the second edition, which is ultimately where we kind of landed. All of it's cooking, all of it's brewing. Do I think these decks can get you to infinite? Absolutely, because I would have gotten infinite had I just played longer, right, if I had more time. So you can definitely climb with these decks. You will absolutely beat players. You'll absolutely beat bots. Very capable list. Do I think they're going to be the most optimal version of Merlin? I actually don't think so. I think that there is a lot of cooking still to be done with Merlin, and we are only on the onset of those deck designs. I didn't even get a chance to try like Devil Dinosaur Kahori stuff, which I can't wait to try with Clea, by the way. Clea, oh, it's going to be so good with Nicholas Scratch and Kahori and those hand generation things, and perhaps even with Merlin itself. So ultimately, what I got to tell you is I did come away impressed with Merlin. Kind of preemptive. It's not supposed to be a Nicholas Scratch review, but I will tell you Nicholas Scratch did feel more suspect, because if you want Nicholas Scratch, then you feel like you need Agamotto, and you're playing Merlin anyways, but even if you get the 1-2 punch, like at most he's getting to like 6 power maybe, is it really worth it? Probably not. You know what I mean? Nicholas Scratch feel a little undertuned, but if you have him, don't worry, because Clea, I think, is really going to help Nicholas Scratch. I don't think we're not at the end of the tunnel for Nicholas Scratch. With regards to Merlin, I do think he's a ton of fun. Like, even if he's not, I don't think he's as meta warping and powerful as maybe first anticipated. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up that way with all the cooking that's happening right now, all the variations of shells people are coming up with. There might be an oppressive deck out there waiting to be discovered, don't get me wrong, but on first impressions, I think his absolute high-level power might be lower than anticipated, but his floor is also higher than anticipated. He's a damn good card, and he's going to be a great filler piece for anybody that's looking to complete their, not even complete their collection, but just kind of maintain their collection. And here's the great thing about it too, is I think while playing Merlin, I realized that he also provides a lot of offensive capabilities, but defensive capabilities. I think he's an ideal season pass card, because if you're someone who's relatively new to the game and you're like, do I buy the season pass, man, $10, I don't know if I want to spend $10 on this game. If Clog becomes meta, Merlin provides an answer to that. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you some defensive versatility, which not all cards do. And so I feel like it is an ideal season pass card for someone who's looking to, start their collection building process. Regardless, guys, we have a bunch of gameplay highlights here that are really going to showcase the capabilities of Merlin. I hope you enjoy them. We recorded these live on Twitch TV. If you're not following us on Twitch, do come by. We've been doing some variety stuff lately too, even with like Elden Ring Night Rain and some other stuff too. So I've been having a lot of fun on Twitch. I'd love to see you there. But most importantly, we obviously test the new cards every Tuesday. And regardless, guys, I love you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy these gameplay highlights. Ooh, Nicholas Scratch coming on in on turn 1. Agamotto, man, if Thanos can start in your hand, like, can Agamotto start in your hand? That's the question I have to ask you. Bro. Yes! Thank you! We got some Merlin gameplay! Oh! Look at this! I was so No! Don't snap on me, man! I'm just trying to play Marvel Snap! Why you gotta snap, bro? You gonna Gorgon me? Is that why? Are you gonna play Gorgon against me? Are you gonna use my own tech against me? No. How dare you? Oh. Imagine Dream Dimension gameplay. Awful. Disgusting, if I can say. Gorgon, because I'm a filthy human being, into temporal manipulation, because if I don't do it in this order, you know, Hundo P, I'm drawing into that stupid ass Agamotto. Images of Icon Gorgon. So I have tons of Gorgons. Polymorph. Copycat. Shongers. Surge. We got some Surge gameplay into Winds of Watum. They're going to Omniversal Presence left anyway. Bro, I knew my Gorgon was coming. I absolutely knew it. They're not even playing this card. They just happen to get my Gorgon. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. Bruh. Merlin. Additional Merlins? How many Merlins does one man need, man? I can't keep doing this. I'm going to polymorph. I can't polymorph Gorgon or else I'm screwing myself up here. Do I Omniversal Presence? Do I just do it? You must construct additional Merlins. Boom! Double Merlin tap there. Bruh plays Enchantress. Get this cringe gameplay out of here, bud. You should be ashamed of yourself. Aren't you disgusted? Aren't you disgusted in the way that you're playing? Flip Gorgon, easy dubs. I never lose this game. I'm committing to the dumbest possible line. They never account for me playing 3 skills and polymorph and Gorgon. Surely I win. LOL, Punisher? Wait! Wait! Oh! No! Yes! Let's go! Literally Punisher difference. You guys think it's a meme. We played 3 skills on turn 6. We were Gorgoned by our own Gorgon, and then we got a Punisher roll who actually gets +4 and closes out the game. If you guys thought that Merlin wasn't goated, you guys have the proof in the pudding, as they like to say. Best card in Marvel Snap is Punisher. We sauced the Sentry out there, or what? Oh, Merlin, let's go. Do we go quad Merlins? No, I can't do that. Quad Merlin gameplay. Could go Bishop in Bar Sinister and just go crazy. Or, oh man, oh, we can Sentry. Hold on. We can Sentry into Annihilus. Wait. Oh, almost enough. Feast would have given us one more with Feast. We would have done it. I have an idea. I have an idea. Omniversal Presence. Sentry. Next turn. Wait. Let's try this. Pump Iron Man. Swap Void. Just clear the location. It's Mr. Negative. Oh, huge whiff on the Sage. We have 8 energy. Bruh. Oh. Hood. Annihilus. Bishop. Sasquatch. Omniversal Presence. Gorgon. I wanted to send the hoods just for like looking cool, but I think this is actually just better. It showcases the power of Merlin better. That's actually so clean, honestly. Win by 1 there. Gore. Taskmaster. Wow, actually ties. That's a nice win, man. That's a nice win, and we're trying to cook with Merlin. We're trying to get some stuff going here. That's a very clean win, man. That one felt really good. And honestly, it showcased Merlin's versatility there. It was just a good example of what Merlin can do. Now, this is a really cool turn with Merlin here. We're against the bot. I just started recording because I think this turn's cool. I don't usually just post obvious bot games, but... Hood into Once in Future. Get 2 energy. Once in Future, Void out. Get 2 energy. We're also buffing Nicholas Scratch. Surge coming as a 2/11 because of Krakoa. Sasquatch at 2 power. And we have 10 energy. And a polymorph. Right? Oh, and Bishop. So we could actually polymorph Merlin of all people. So we can do this. Drop this. Drop this. Oh no, we'd polymorph the rock, right? If you do this, polymorph the rock, hope for the best. Drop Red Guardian. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I'm like 99% positive this is a bot, but let's see how this plays out here. Which is a cool example of the cards anyway. Here's Bishop. Polymorph the rock. Scratch gets +1. It's Angel. Okay. And Heimdall. Okay. Well, that's some bot gameplay for you. But anyways, at least you can see in a game where we reasonably played Nicholas Scratch and Merlin, Nicholas Scratch gets to 1-5, which I guess is like Martyr level without the downside. But without Merlin, he's much lower. So a couple question marks around Nicholas Scratch, especially without Clea. But overall, I mean, I'm really liking the idea of using the voids and the Rhino rocks and stuff, the polymorph and rotate out and everything with the hood even. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool interaction. Agamotto, man. Drawing images of icon, I should say. Oh, man, I can't get over these splits. Gold on gold is something special. I tend to like the what's it called? The ink splits more. But if you're going to give me gold, I will accept gold. How dare you? How dare you snap? How can she snap? I don't need to leave. Bro, they have Merlin early? Sad. They snapped purely on Merlin. I'm going to hold this for a sec. I'm just going to play this out. They're frigging Merlin? I want to play Sentry mid. Okay, let's see what happens here. And then I can images of Ike in the Sentry. They should use something on like this -4 card. We haven't done the Gambit yet, no. Okay, I just connected to my account. I'm checking to see what my store shows. Cards. My store does not show. Yeah, I don't see the other. I don't see Hellion. I don't see the other cards, so I'm not sure what's going on, guys. Yeah. So I would expect them to play Polymorph there. Order? Oh, damn. Omniversal Presence actually stopped me from getting Sentry there, which is legitimately kind of crazy. Bruh, Nicholas Scratch is a 111 right now. Hold on. They did accidentally cloak, which is kind of hilarious, honestly. I could Cersei that, or I can Images it. Images is safer, isn't it? I don't think they ever anticipate me dropping a 111 Nicholas Scratch. We'll see how this play goes here. They have 2 Merlins, though, man. It's a lot of Merlins. It's more Merlins than expected on what, my 3rd game of the season? Is Mercury worth it? I don't know why you guys even see Mercury. I gotta be honest with you. I think there's some issues right now with the game. So they blocked the location. They thought I was going to junk them over. It's a fair assumption. They polymorph the hood into Goose. Goose? Nicholas Scratch loves Goose. They're going to polymorph again? Into Cerebro? What the... Bro, what is happening here? Also, the Nicholas Scratch's sound effect, that's inappropriate and lazy. Guys, what are we doing? Scratch. Basic arrow. Images. Scratch gets +1. Let's see it. I'm going to go with this. Part of me just wants to put the basic arrow mid just for a singular power. But I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Also, it's a pretty cool showcase game for Merlin. You were able to add Mercury to a deck? What? Mercury and Hellion are in my shop right now. That is absolutely insane. Nice. It's about as solid as a win you're going to get with Nicholas Scratch and Merlin. GG's. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the threat of Clog, by the way. Admittedly, Clog's going to have a hard time against Merlin specifically, but that's why Annihilus, because if they don't have Merlin, we can still Annihilus, but if not, we got Frigga. Not Frigga. We have Cersei. We've got the Images of Icon. We have Merlin himself. It's pretty cool. Nicholas Scratch, turn 1. Get out there, bud. Surge 2, or Surge 2. Surge turn 3 over Merlin, or do we just start generating stuff? We got Nicholas Scratch there, man. I don't know. I think you got to play Merlin first. Don't get me wrong. I love some Surge gameplay, but you Merlin, and then you get the 1-drop, and then you Surge in the 1-drop, right? You start pumping Scratch. So now we also got the God Curve, and we haven't been drawing these cards at all, so... It's nice to get the God Curve here. Agamotto, honestly, really impacting the draw. And I think that if you want to find a reason to buff Agamotto, oh, you got to be kidding me. Draw the change location. Yes! Blessed gameplay. Absolutely blessed gameplay, guys. Unbelievable. Your boy is just loving life right now, I got to be honest with you. Created cards cost more? Are you kidding me? Created cards cost more now? But I'm so busy creating cards. Cursed gameplay, man. I can get rid of it again. Symbiote Spider-Man? Wait. 5. Watch this, watch this. Hood, polymorph, presence, victory formation? I don't know. How can she snap? What I really need to do is I don't know. I don't want to leave yet. This is kind of interesting enough. Even if I lose, it's worth checking out from a gameplay perspective. Sandbar kind of clapped our cheeks a bit. We'll see what we get. Mirage? Wait! Mirage into null? Are you kidding me? Oh man, I should not be staying against a Lady Jane deck, man. I'm out of my damn mind. You're gonna get your cheeks clapped all over it. Merlin's 10 power. Oh my gosh. Every patch, man, I can't actually play. Okay. I don't want to leave. I'm gonna lose. You should never stay on a Mr. Negative game like this. But I kind of want to stay because I do have Nicholas Scratch Merlin in, so I'd like to see it out, even though I know I'm gonna lose. Go null, mid, right? Drop this. Rotate Surge for more power on Nicholas Scratch. I'm not going to Cersei. Cersei's not worth. We're not going to high roll over a 10 Merlin plus Ant Maze. Drop Demon. Drop Gorgon. Hope for the best? I don't know, man. We're going to lose, but I want to see it through anyway. I'm just curious. I wonder if null surprises them at all. I don't know. I really hate Nicholas Scratch's sound effect. We gave up 2 power just to add 1 there, which is kind of wild, but... Wait. No, wait, does Null win here? Wait, are they gonna Zola? Oh! But no, it's gonna double. Oh! We almost did it! Yeah, we got our cheese clap. Null was almost cool there. And this is why you never stay in a late game against the negative player. You just don't. You just leave. I say it all the time, you just leave. But we stayed because it was kind of cool to see Scratch and Merlin working together there. And, yeah, we knew we were going to lose there. But still, kind of cool. And hey, it was kind of cool to see the power output of that negative list, too. I got excited for a second where I knew I was dropping Null, but I'm like, no, he's going to double. We're so done. I just want to draw Merlin once. How's it possible we don't draw the card once in a half hour? It seems literally psychotic to me. No, at least we have Agamotto. That's exciting. Alright, we're good. A wizard arrives precisely when he means to. Oh my gosh. That is by far the most hilarious response imaginable. Of course. That's a beautiful response. I can't even be mad. I can't. I just can't. I have a plan. Okay. They don't have Merlin yet either. Everyone chill for like 2 seconds. Merlin, we did it! We got him! Oh! We got him. Merlin exists. He exists. They play Cope Summers? Why? Bruh. Poor Zebu. Didn't get to move. Merlin, what you gonna give me, bro? Polymorph, we did it. And we can also ball sack. Okay, hold on. Ball sack, polymorph demon. That's not too bad, right? Oh man, I kind of wish I got that Gwenpool variant. Such a good one, man. I am very jealous of that Gwenpool gameplay. It's our first Merlin game, man. I can't believe we drew him. Okay, Penny Parker. It's not the worst. It's better than a -3. Got 10 power. Omniversal presence. Got some Cersei. Got some potential Cersei gameplay as well. We could actually Agamotto into images, but that's too much. 2, 1, 2, 2. Do I Cersei these? No. Bruh. Cersei these? Send this? Always win? Right? I'm sending Cersei. We do this. Listen, let's just go for it. Cersei's been so cringe for so long. There's no way she betrays us, right?